Hey, my name's Justin. I am going to be a rising senior, so class of 2015, and I'm an urban studies major.
My name is Karen, and I'm a junior with an intended major in Iberian Latin American cultures and political science.
Hi, I'm Marina Elmore. I am class of 2017, and I'm majoring in computer science and international security.
I'm Ricky. I am going to be a senior next year, and I am a chemistry major.
I'm Sanjay Siddhanti. I just finished my sophomore year and I'm studying computer science.
I'm Laura. I'm a rising senior, majoring in biology.
Hi, my name is Kendall Basabata. I'm going to be a sophomore this year. My major is most likely home bio.
My name is Blake Montgomery and I graduated in 2014 and I studied English.
My name's... Like, is that High School Musical? My name's Andy Zhao. I am in the class of 2016. My major is material science.
Hi, I'm Connor Kelly. I'm a rising senior, class of 2015, art history major in Fall, Washington.
Savannah asked,
what are some tips to transitioning to the quarter system?
stay on top of your work.
As soon as you're assigned work, just get out of the way immediately, or else you'll start falling into the trap of, oh, I didn't do that piece, and oh wait, now there's a midterm in like 2 days.
My biggest piece of advice is just don't fall behind, and if you do, try to catch up as soon as possible. And I would just say it's really fast.
But that also doesn't give you a chance to get bored with the material.
The never-ending midterms.
A lot of my friends on the semester system don't realize that we have midterms starting in like week 3.
Just because sometimes some of your classes won't actually have problem sets due, be wary to not fall into the trap of not doing them and then realizing you have to catch up on 3 to 4 weeks of work right before your midterm in like a day.
At the beginning of the quarter, it's good to write down all the big project dates and when all your midterms are.
Lots of people want to know how many classes or units do freshmen usually take in their first quarter.
So I did some exploring my first quarter. I took 14 units, and one of those was yoga, and it was just a great opportunity to kind of sample all the things that Stanford had to offer, and I ended up falling in love with an engineering class, and now that's my perspective major.
It definitely varies depending upon what your major is, but the general advice is to take a very light course load in your first quarter.
So taking 19 units was definitely a mistake for me, and I definitely would have taken fewer. I thought I could do it all when I came, but I guess I realized I couldn't.
I would say chop a little bit more for the first week or so.
Because you're just adjusting to being in a new place and meeting new people and want to try a lot of things.
So honestly, I would encourage 14 and below because there's so many amazing things to be doing, you don't want to miss anything.
Tariq and Emil.
How do students kind of balance all the different things on campus, whether extracurriculars or class or research or student job?
There's not like some general thing like this will work for everyone.
But one thing that does really go across the board is that you can really schedule your classes to figure out what type of schedule works for you.
Even though the quarter system is quick, it's not at the high school schedule. So I haven't had class on Friday in a year, and I never have more than 3 or 4 hours of class a day. So even though I am studying hard and doing, as well as I can in my classes, I'm having a lot of time outside of class to do other things that I'm interested in, whether it be, participate in various student clubs, hang out with friends, exercise, take naps, read books, have a lot of other things going on.
Because you can spend all your time working or you can spend all your time having fun. It's more about, I guess, just focusing for when you're working so that you aren't working all the time, but when you are, you're actually getting stuff done.
While your freshman year, it may be a little bit clunky and a bit of a transition period. By the time you get into your sophomore year, you figure out what works for you.
A lot of people asked.
Lots of people ask.
Lots of people ask,
How did you decide what to take freshman year?
So I would say if you have a passion going into freshman year, definitely follow it, but then be open to take new classes.
I decided to take a math class that would help me for an intended major that I didn't end up declaring. And then I also took 3 other classes that really interested me, and they were intro seminar classes that Stanford offered.
And then if you don't know what you want to do, that's totally fine.
So I didn't know anything at all, so I come in to NSL It's the day before the day before classes start, and I haven't registered yet.
Deciding what to take freshman year was really kind of just scrolling down Explore courses and thinking what would be cool, what would be amazing.
So I did CS 106A, and then I took math because school didn't feel like school unless I was taking math.
So many people don't know what they want to do all throughout freshman year, even past, and I think Stanford really gives you the opportunity to explore, especially on the quarter system.
Catherine asked what my favorite class was freshman year, and it's CEE 31, Accessing Architecture Through Drawing. It's kind of the intro architecture studio here. It's taught by John Barton, who's an excellent professor.
In my spring quarter of freshman year, I took a class on biosecurity, and it was an amazing class because instead of the traditional setup of a class for the teacher lectures, every time there was a new lecture coming from places such as DC, from other schools, and they all came together to tell a really convincing story about how biosecurity has affected America.
It was an introduction to lyric poetry class, and this class was in Spanish by Professor Predmore, and it introduced me to the major.
My favorite class was creative writing, introduction to creative writing. It was really amazing.
Conservation photography. It was an intro sem. It's taught by a biology professor named Sue McConnell. She's also a full-time photographer.
Art History 1 by Alexander Nemerov. So before this class, just like walking through museums, you just like, that's a cool painting.
Learned how to take good photos and then started putting them to use on conservation campaigns.
Cool, 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 cool.
We did a lot of field trips, like we went to Jasper Ridge Biological Reserve.
Cool, cool, cool.
Año Nuevo State Reserve to watch elephant seals.
Cool, cool, cool. And it just gave me this really cool new language and how to describe what I'm looking at, like, and completely new way to perceive the world I'm in. So, great class.
So we had a great, great time. So I definitely recommend if you're interested in art, photography, conservation, anything like that, you should take the class.
Emil and Kelly asked,
How soon can freshmen get involved in research?
Where do I start to look when it comes to getting into research? Professors, upperclassmen, advisors?
I had this question freshman year. I got involved in research in winter quarter of my freshman year.
I just did it by asking professors in the geology department, how can I do more of this? I think rocks are really dope. How can I just look at them all day? It was really just about asking these professors what they thought and who they thought I would work well with who needed a research assistant.
Being at a research institution, it's actually, I think, really easy to get a job. I think finding a position that you're passionate about is the most important.
So basically ask the professors in your class. They will be thrilled that you actually care.
What question should new students ask and what is the answer to that question? One question that students at Stanford ask while they're here is, how can I process everything that I'm learning and doing while the quarter system seems to fly right by me, 10 weeks seems to fly right by. Step away from the homework you're doing, no matter how much it is. Reflect on the experiences that you're having. I think part of the learning experience is learning how to balance all the aspects of your life when you are in control. Making sure not to take any of the opportunities that you have for granted because time flies by.